years since the Packers and Chiefs met down in Southern California in what would come to be known as the first Super Bowl. But now, at modern Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, we are counting down to Super Bowl 60. And we've got a great matchup in store. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Indianapolis Colts taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. And this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready.
I'd agree with you 100% about that. You don't get there without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Confidence. These guys don't lack from either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, our NFC champions, they have gone through a lot to get where they are. Everybody knows their story this season. What's the key for them as they start this Super Bowl?
Let's go full cliche on this one because it works. Remember what got you here. Been a winning formula all season long. This is a team that when we saw them in the preseason, we said they look like a group that has what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning team. And we've been proven right by what we've seen throughout the season.
Here's Michael Badgley now to get this one started. And we are underway on Sunday Night Primetime. Shifts by him. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And he spoke very eloquently and passionately on Media Day about what a victory here would mean for him. He knows this just isn't any other game. This is the kind of game that stays with you for a lifetime. If there's anyone on this field tonight who's most ready for this moment, I think it's this man right here.
Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down. How about the defense there trying to set the tone on the very first play of the game?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a glow here tonight because they brought the heat right out of the gate. What a good job establishing a tone for this one.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Hurts. His short throw caught by Goddard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. And an Eagle first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing is Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll try and do this himself. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Now that's a quarterback who's in charge out there right now. Wants to throw the ball on 3rd down, doesn't find anyone open, tucks it away, takes off, and picks up the first down. Not by a little, but by plenty.
Here's Hurts to throw. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
And a tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Now he's going to step up and run. And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Jahan Dotson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Striking first in any game is very important, but on this stage, the biggest of stages in the Super Bowl, that's huge.
You fully expect the other team to battle all the way through, but when you're the one setting the pace, jumping out in front, that has to feel great for the entire organization.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with the football. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now he's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Gets by him at the 25. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Now a 2nd and 2. Again, it's Taylor. They juked him. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This pass left side to Downs. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. So their defense gave up the opening drive touchdown, and now, Charles, they're going to look to work this ball down the field and get the equalizer.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit of balance in how you're thinking and how you're approaching this game, because the way things go in the NFL today, that opening touchdown often changes your strategy. You feel like you have to match everything right here, right now. I like the way they were being methodical on offense here in their first drive, hoping to get the equalizer, but not forcing anything. He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
They'll run the jet sweep here with Pierce. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there, all 11 guys on defense, diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Jones. That complete to Downs. And he is going to have a Colts first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Another Colts first down. 1st and 10 at the
We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down.
Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you've got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back. Because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
Daniel Jones sacked. A loss of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. Second quarter coming your way next. 7-0 is our score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Off play action. Jones. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. This one complete to Alec Pierce. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Well, 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
1st and 10.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3. From the was a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Now Jones. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Tyler Warren, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They'll run it again with Barkley. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
3rd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
And an Eagle first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short. Blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Throw right side complete to Dotson.
Complete to Jahan Dotson. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 49-yard line.
Two yards to go, 2nd down. Now Hurts going to keep it running left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Oh, able to avoid him. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A big pickup there for the Eagles first down, 18 yards.
First down, Philadelphia.
Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there. Excellent. Because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial game.
Back to throw now on first down. This will be caught by Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards for number 11.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
The kick by Elliott is good. We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turned into a play action, and throw one deep.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Throwing, Jones. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Back to throw. Jones. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. The It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw to Barkley on the check down. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Barkley. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down at a 2-yard line. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
2-yard line.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll look to throw. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Eagles take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Elliott on for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Now Jones throwing to start the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
It's a gain of 9.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
From the 31, here comes second and a yard. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here's Rigoberto Sanchez on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll indeed start on the ground and run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Dances by him. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Colts going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
Well, if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They've played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on second and long. Looking to throw. Jones. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Jones. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And that'll bring up fourth down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
And an Eagle first down.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
On third down, Barkley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change, because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jalen Carter gets a hand up to bat the throw away.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On 4th down, here's the option. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. It didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Hurts is going to do it himself. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Philadelphia picking up the 1st on a gain of 15.
Philadelphia.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a 1st down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
2nd and 9. Hurts. Over the middle to Smith. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They go play action here on first down. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
To throw again on second down, Jones. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll give him a new set of downs.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
First and 10, Taylor now. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first with Taylor. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
3rd quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff. The fourth quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the fourth quarter. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 22, Jones. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
The offense on third down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 16. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 20. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
First down, Eagles.
The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 42 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Really an excellent run, sidestepping tacklers on his way to a pickup of 8. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Second down and a yard. Now Hurts on the option right. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive is going pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
First down, Eagles.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
This is Smith to the ground. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go back turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball situated at the 9. Second and goal. Another try for Barkley. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with third down upcoming. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Eagles are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Colts 7. Jake Elliott.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the Colts coming out now. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. They'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations. There'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. Barkley hit and the ball pops free. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. A handoff to Barkley. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. 99 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Elliott now to have the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Indy set to go on offense once more. CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now 2nd and 3. Now Jones. A short one there, caught by Warren. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. For the victors, getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
So that'll conclude another captivating season of the NFL on EA Sports. So for Charles Davis and all the hardworking men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin.